gonna talk about John Morant. John Morant is in a bit of a trouble right now. He's facing basically an indefinite suspension right now. He's away from the team. He was caught. Well, he already had accusations against him. We talked about this last week. Day on that you were here. We talked about this last week with the two incidents that happened in Memphis, and then this happens. They lose to Denver, lost to Denver, and he's found on IG Live waving a pistol. So he had the team, the NBA suspended him for I think 2 games at first, and then now they're saying it's an indefinite suspension. He's gonna be away from the team. That's what his coach said, and we're going to talk about that. So here's my take on it. So first, I want to commend John Morant and his party for coming out and taking responsibility of his actions, saying that he's going to seek help and stuff like that. Now, obviously, we're going to hear more from John Morant, but he released a statement immediately, and I thought that was very good. He didn't wait. People didn't speculate. Came out and said something. So I commend him on that. Now, I know you're going to touch on I know Colorado police is actually investigating also the situation because they wondering how did the gun get to Colorado? Did he bring it on a plane and stuff like that? So not only the NBA is investigating, the police are in Colorado. So there was uh, Steven Adams. Steven Adams held a meeting with the team, all right, and he talked about them being more disciplined on the road. I don't know if y'all noticed, Memphis has a bad record on the road. They are 12-20 on the road. So it's a young team, and when you're going from state to state, you meet up with guys after the game or before the game that you know from the area. It could be famous people, it could be people you knew growing up, little stuff like that. You can easily get distracted. That's what it seemed like was going on. So Stephen Adams addressed the team about being disciplined on the road and basically not going out every time you on the road. And they said that message was basically directed at John Morant. So my advice is this. I mentioned this already last week. First of all, John Morant, all right? Like I said, commend you for saying what you said. And it happened, leave it alone. Move forward. I get it. Let's talk about moving forward. You got, they dropped Kyrie Irving, Nike, and they picked you up. All right? So you want to maintain that contract with Nike because that's generational wealth right there. You also got a contract that's kicking in to get paid over $200 million with the Grizzlies next year. So you don't want to mess that up, John Morant. All right. You also, which I think is one of the biggest things, Powerade signs you to be the face of their brand.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you've been in a great situation that you put yourself in. Not saying that it was brought to you or it was given to you. You put yourself in a situation to get these deals. And there were talks coming into the season. Is John Morant the new face of the NBA? People love seeing your face. People love seeing you play. You are high flyer. You are so exciting to play. So exciting to watch. So you are the potential face of the NBA. So all that in your hands, and it comes down to your company, the people you hang around. I said this last week, David. Whoever his quote unquote friends are, need to step up. Need to step up. John
Mm-hmm.
Morant to figure out who is his real friends and who are not. So if John Morant was my friend in the NBA and we out partying, which is cool, we chilling, you get on IG Live, and he's out waving for the gun. I'm like, whoa, John, what are you doing? I'm gonna step in there because I gotta protect John Morant. He's the ticket. He's the money guy. He's the guy that's gonna help all of us. Why do we want to ruin? Why do we want to help him ruin his career? We want to stop him from ruining his career, basically.
Facts.
Yeah, he's on the verge that's happening. They talking about him getting a serious punishment potentially from what's going on, and they're gonna corrupt his NBA career, which is sad to say. And last but not least, as a father of four, you have a daughter, you have a child, you have a child that's gonna hear the news, watch all this stuff. All right, thank you, Tomo. Shout out to Tomo, shout out the background, appreciate it. All right, but that's all I gotta say. My thing is, Ja, listen, man. Find out who your real friends are because you got leechers and you got friends. Leechers are people who are around because you got the money and they don't want to say nothing bad to you, quote unquote, because they don't want the leeching part to let go. But your true friends will tell you the truth and exactly what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So the floor is your day.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely want to talk about the Colorado situation first, because he was in a Colorado nightclub. where he was waving the gun on IG Live. Now, I actually went and saw the post, and I saw a lot of people were saying that it wasn't really a pistol, that it was a lighter, it was too small to be one. Look, I'm not here to say whether it was a gun or not. I wasn't there. I wasn't the one that saw him holding it like that. That doesn't matter to me. What
It felt
matters
like a
to me is
blast to
this.
me.
What matters to me is the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You're already have two allegations out there. You had one with the situation with the mall with your mom, where you and 9 other people went to the mall to confront someone that worked there. Not only did you do that, you confronted the security guard there. Then you asked what time did the employee get off, which sounds like a threat. Sorry. Then after that, when you leave, you get into a confrontation with the police there. So that's
Yeah.
bad. That's already bad. Then the situation with the 17-year-old about you playing basketball, you got upset and you punched him, then went home, got a gun, and then flashed it. Like, come on, Ja. Some decisions just don't make sense. It does. For me, it's not about the legality of anything. Okay, it may be legal for you to be able to carry a gun. That does not mean you do the things that you do when you have it. It should be used for protection. If that's what you have it for, it's for protection. Okay, I understand that you're an NBA player. Not only you're an NBA player, you're black, so you're going to get targeted. It's going to happen. I understand that. But like Joe said, you're a father. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
father of two. I have 2 young boys. I was born and raised in Southeast DC. I don't want that for my boys. I want to move them to a better zip code, put them in a better situation. If I have that opportunity, I'm going to make sure I do everything I can to not mess that up. Now, Ja, I would be happy to be in your situation. Now, I'm not saying that I'm better than you, but I just know, just me personally, I would have handled that a little differently. And you being one of the faces of the NBA, because of course you're not the face, but you're still one of the faces. You're one of the most one of the favorite players in the NBA. Those are some things that you just cannot do. Allen Iverson was one of those players. What was the stigma around Allen Iverson? They were saying that he was hanging around the wrong crowd, but people know when you met Allen Iverson, he was actually a really good dude. Now, Ja, that could be you too, but some things that you're doing is not showing that. And being on IG Live and having the gun. And another thing I want to say, I don't want anyone to think that, or any I don't want people to continue to keep saying that it's because of the music he's listening to. We
Yeah.
listen to that music too, but we're not on
Yeah.
our show waving weapons and all like that. So it's not the music. It's not the.
We
It's you
waving
as a
jerseys,
person.
man.
It's come on, man. There are just some decisions that you have to make
Right.
responsibly. There's some things that you're not supposed to do. First of all, as a father, as a man, and as a black man, there's already a stigma that comes around us when it comes to violence. You don't want to make that even worse. Being young, playing in Memphis, of course, Memphis has that stigma of being a grit team.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. That's on the basketball court. You don't want to bring them outside because now they thinking that you're a threat. And that's not something you want to carry around. So that you got to make some smart decisions when it comes to that. And Ja, you just can't do these things. I do love the fact that you came out and made that statement. That's great. But you got to from now on, these decisions you make matter. This could become a felony charge, whether you had a concealed carry or not. You are in the NBA. That's not. There's some things you can't do. First of all, you can't take a gun on a plane unless you're a military officer or some kind of federal officer. That's something you cannot do. So Colorado wants to know how you got it there, for one, and if you got it there during the plane, that's an issue with TSA. I know that because my brother works for TSA, who's been on the show, so that's going to be an issue with TSA. Um, Another thing is the Colorado nightclub. How did it get into the club? Did he get checked properly for that? So that's another thing that needs to be thought about.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just some things that you cannot be doing. And again, I'm gonna say this before, like I said before, I'm not here to say that you're a gangster or not. None of that matters to me. If you're
Yeah.
about that life, you're about that life. It doesn't matter if you grew up in the hood, you grew up in the suburbs. I know somebody that grew up in the suburbs that's harder than somebody that grew up in the hood. To me, that does not matter. It's just being in your situation, you got to make better decisions. And
Mm-hmm.
Ja, I hope that you learn from this. I hope that you, whatever happens, that you change and become a better person outside of the basketball court, because this is just something you cannot continue to do. Being the person that you are, being in the position that you're in, you just got to make better decisions.
Yeah, man. Let's pray that he does. And I'm like I said, he came out with a statement, which is a right step towards the right thing.
Yep.
So, Ja, we rooting for you, bro. We want you to do great. We want like you want a great path to greatness. Just keep being great, man, and stay out and just make smart decisions. Make smart decisions, and the best way to do that, have smart decision makers around you.
Yep.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.